Should you trade or barter your cleaning services? That is a really great question. I'm Angela Brown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Now, if you have a question, you can go to askahousecleaner.com, and right there in the corner, there's a blue button. When you click on that button, it sends your message to me right here at the show. Now, Natalie called in, and she asked this question.
Hi, Angela. My name is Natalie, and I am a homeowner who just is learning from you of how to better care for my home and teach my kids to do the same. So, thank you. My question has to do with we basically want to do a work study type of a thing to let my daughter clean her dance studio so she can take more classes since we are maxed out on our budget. We are hopefully going to start that in the fall. And after watching your show, I realized that really there's more studio than a singular class. And so I know we need to do a walkthrough and make some kind of an agreement. It's awkward because she's doing us a favor, not hiring us. At the same time, we can't clean the whole studio for just one class. It's way too much. So, where do I even start? Plus, is there a liability issue we need to be aware of? I mean, it's just like cleaning for a friend. And the other tricky thing is that the owner does not really, she's sweet, she's a wonderful teacher, but doesn't really communicate well and pass information on. So we have to be very clear from the start of what the expectations are. So I'm just kind of at a loss as to what to do and was hoping maybe you could help. Thanks, Angela.
All right, Natalie, I love this question. And I love that you're looking into the future and that you're planning this well in advance because this is going to happen this fall. I also love the fact that you're willing to teach your kids about cleaning and in exchange for services they need or want, like the dances. I also love the fact that you're not ruling out the dance classes because you said they're not in your budget. So you're very resourceful, you're creative. It sounds like you're a great mom, and I just love the path that you're on. Now, you brought up some really good points. The words that I heard from you is that the dance teacher is a friend. You also mentioned that she doesn't communicate very well. You also mentioned that you feel like there might be an imbalance of how much cleaning is involved versus the value of the classes. I love where your head is with this because you're already putting things into place. Now, if your daughter ran a cleaning service, I would advise you against this deal for this reason. There's going to be a huge imbalance really quickly with the level of cleaning against the value of the dance classes. And so, if this was a regular cleaning business, I would advise you to go through a barter or trade exchange. The trade or barter exchange is kind of like a clearinghouse where everyone adds their surplus or their services or their goods, and then everybody takes out what they need. So, for sake of an argument, if this were a business and your daughter were cleaning, and let's say, just for sake of an argument, that it took 4 hours to clean the studio and each of those hours was valued at $25 each. That would be $100 per cleaning that your daughter would earn from the job. Now, the teacher teaching a dance class, let's say for sake of an argument, each of those classes is valued at $50. And so she would put in her class for the day, and that would be $50 of value. So what happens is this: you both go to the clearinghouse, and then your daughter earns her $100 from the teacher who pays the $100 for the cleaning. And then your daughter takes out the $100, but she pays 50 of that back to the teacher. And so the teacher gets paid for the service, but then your daughter has an extra $50 that she can use at a costume studio or a costume store, buying uniforms and outfits for the dance classes, or maybe at a hotel when she goes on a dance tour or a dance extravaganza or something, right? So she can spend those dollars somewhere else. And so, yes, she's paying for the dance classes with the trade dollars, but also she's getting other things because it's worth more money, right? So the clearinghouse or the barter trade exchange kind of creates a balance between everyone's accounts. And so one of the things that I recommend is that if you're considering this, absolutely get involved and learn how it works. And I will leave links in the show notes to a couple of trade exchanges that I've used in the past and that I'm signed up with right now. Because as we go through this, what we're calling a recession, the economy is changing and a lot of people are going back to barter and trade. And so knowing how to do it and doing it well is not only just a skill, but it's something that you can use for the rest of your life. So instead of doing a direct trade, you're doing an indirect trade by going through the clearinghouse. But this said, it doesn't sound like your daughter actually has a cleaning business. And I don't know how old your daughter is. So if she were 16 years old and she were maybe thinking about having her own cleaning business and then going through high school and college by paying for her own, fuel and her own dance classes and competitions and school books and all that stuff, I would say yes, absolutely. Use this as a springboard, have her start a business, make it legal, get her insured, all that stuff. Your daughter could be 12 though. I don't know. Because I don't know, the rules are a little bit different. So if you have a 12-year-old daughter that's just cleaning in exchange for the dance classes, and it is a direct trade, you're correct in saying that there needs to be an agreement. So I'd put an agreement. Hey, I just want to bring to your attention and make sure that we're both on the same page that my 12-year-old daughter does not have a professional business. She is not licensed, bonded, and insured. She does not have chemical safety training. She's not going to be using any heavy duty chemicals, and you might even put a pH level on it. All the products she uses will be pH neutral. And that means you're not going to get in trouble by spraying something on, surfaces that it's going to eat through the surface or any of those things. Be very clear about what it is she's going to be cleaning while she's there. Will she be cleaning the windows, and are you going to have her on a 2-story ladder? Or is it just that she's going to be sweeping and mopping the floors and maybe cleaning out the bathroom at the studio? Make it very clear about the tasks she will be expected to do so that your daughter is not surprised and that the instructor is not surprised. Because if your daughter may be excellent at communicating, but I know a lot of kids are not. If the teacher already is not, you're going to be the navigator in between the agreement of these two people. And at any point, either of those two people could get disenchanted with the agreement. The kid could go, I just changed my mind and I don't like cleaning, or I don't like dance. And now they're trapped into this weird contract, right? So at any time, you need to have a clause that says at any time, if this is not working out for anybody, we can bolt and there are no hard feelings and we still stay friends. Because if that's in writing and the expectations are clear on both sides, then it works a whole lot better than if you're both just kind of hoping and there are these covert contracts going on and nobody's really sure of what was supposed to be cleaned and nobody was really sure about the value of the lessons and all of those things. So make sure that it's very crystal clear and that it's not going to come back to bite you later on in the event that you're being treated like a regular cleaning service when in fact you're not. So like you said, be very clear about it, put it in writing and just say, hey, just so that there are no surprises later on, we just wrote up this little agreement. We just want you to look over it and then sign it. If you have any questions, please let us know. So it can just be very matter of fact, but the dance teacher probably also is wondering about like, how does this work? And if it's on paper, then there are no surprises for her either. So yes, get it on paper and then keep me posted. I want to hear how this goes. Right now, as we move through this recessionary period, there are going to be a lot of these types of deals that can be done. And any time you can use a clearinghouse or a barter exchange, it opens up the possibilities of all of the different services that you can access in exchange for the time or effort or energy or work that you're putting in. All right, I've got a couple of other videos that we've done on barter. I'm going to leave links of those up here so that you can check those out. And until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.